Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to the 2026 Candidate Showcase for District 223. I am past District Director Sherry Ann Batson, and it is my pleasure to serve as the facilitator for this year's showcase. Today, you will have the opportunity to hear from the candidates as they respond to questions tailored to their respective district leadership roles. Candidate biographies are available at the link provided, where you can learn more about each individual. For those attending a candidate showcase for the first time, each candidate will be asked a series of questions. Each candidate will have a maximum of 6 minutes to respond. The green timing light will appear at 4 minutes. The yellow timing light will appear at 5 minutes. The red timing light will appear at 6 minutes, at which point the microphone will be muted. There is no grace period. Candidates may choose to begin with an opening statement, conclude with a closing statement, or proceed directly to answering questions. Questions will be rotated. However, candidates running for the same position will be asked the same questions. We will start with the candidates for District Director, followed by the candidates for Program Quality Director, then the candidates for Club Growth Director, and conclude with the Division Director candidates. Thank you for joining us today. For the office of District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Corinne Thomas. Would you like to make an opening statement?
I will make a closing statement.
Describe your role and responsibilities as District Director.
The District Director is both a leader and a facilitator. A leader, because of course you should set the tone. You should ensure that the lines of communication are open, that you're supportive and available, that persons, the members of the team and the district feel that you are approachable and someone that they can come to, who will listen to them, who will respect them and give guidance.
What is your vision for District 223?
My vision is for us to take the rich legacy of District 81 and craft it, refine it, make it our own as we create and as we transition into this new district. I know many persons are fearful and skeptical about the change, but change is a part of life. I saw this change and the possibility of it, so I've been thinking about it and how we're to face it and how we should embrace it. So I believe that one of my first roles is to help our members of District 223 see that it's an opportunity. Yes, we're going to separate and lose some of the fellowship that we had, but we don't have to lose it. Our friends are still there. There's still a Zoom call away. The opportunities are still there. So I think that we need to build on those opportunities, maximize, grow. There are more leadership opportunities, and let's embrace change.
What challenges do you anticipate if elected to district director?
As I said, we tend to be resistant to change. We've seen it throughout our Toastmasters life as changes come. We didn't want pathways. And then when we did embrace pathways and they made some changes, we resisted that as well. As district director, it is going to be my responsibility, I believe, to guide the team that I will lead, because I'm not a one-man band, to help them, to help the members of the district to see the opportunities, to see the benefits of the change. It's going to be a challenge because there are certain things that we're accustomed to, and we're going to have to pivot, learn some new lessons, have some new experiences, but there's no reason why we can't have fun while we're doing that. And I'm looking forward to it.
Please provide. Were you saying something?
I'll take one more question and then I'll go to my closing statement.
Okay. Please provide a specific example of when you developed a strategic plan and it was implemented successfully.
A few years ago, I had the opportunity to work with a group of fisherfolk to build capacity, to help them to manage a complex that they had developed, that the IDB had built for them. And one of the challenges, of course, is to help them to build capacity and not to do things for them, to help them to reason it out. So we had to help them. We did training. We had to find ways of developing income. 15 years on, they're still going strong. And I'm very proud of that. I would now like to go into my closing statement. Fellow prospective members of District 223, 2026 to 2027 will be a historic year for us as Toastmasters. There will be many changes to navigate as we build on the legacies of those who went before us, while forging our path in this new district. I believe that I have the knowledge, skills, and aptitude to lead us into this new uncharted territory. And I ask you to give me the opportunity to serve as the first district director of District 223. Together, we will lay a solid foundation that we can all be proud of.
For the Office of Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Shinari Bullock. Would you like to make an opening statement?
No, I would not. Thank you.
Describe your role and responsibilities as Program Quality Director.
As Program Quality Director, I would be responsible for training and education, speech contest across the district, and the district conference, which is also an educational opportunity. That is the high level, and I'd ultimately be trying my best to make sure that these different aspects of the role are to the benefit of all the Toastmasters in the district in terms of their advancement towards their personal goals. Next question.
Please explain your understanding of the fiduciary responsibility of a district leader and how your experience relates.
A fiduciary responsibility is where you put the goals of the organization, whatever are the stated goals, first, and you work towards achieving those. In terms of experience, I've experienced in Toastmasters, having served as a district officer, the division director, area governor. In those cases, it's at a lesser scale, but still there's responsibility for budgets, for guiding people with their budgets and making sure that the actions that we took as a team were to the benefit of the district and not breaching any guidelines or even our own ethical standards. Outside of Toastmasters, I've served in senior positions in the corporate environment with responsibility for large budgets, and I've always done those duties to the highest standard of integrity. Next question.
What are the critical success factors for a district to be distinguished?
The critical success factors are club growth, and that can be considered to be split in two. So there's an increase in the number of clubs, and there's also membership growth, the increase in the number of unique individual members within the district. And then there is the third aspect, which falls fully under program quality, which is the number of distinguished clubs. And those are the metrics that we use to decide if we're distinguished or not. But I also want us to think qualitatively that in the district, people are achieving the goals that they have set for themselves in joining Toastmasters. And hopefully what's reflected on the dashboards will indicate that we're making progress towards people realizing their goals as well. Next question.
Please provide a specific example of when you developed a strategic plan and tell us if it was implemented successfully.
Well, the club success plan, and I use that one because there's a specific instance of where I joined a club that was basically, it was dying, and we wanted to help to revitalize the club. The first year I served as Vice President Education, and then the next year I served as President. As President, I led the development of that club success plan, and we applied it, we worked through it throughout the year, and that club that had come from only having one member was one of the top clubs in the world for member goals achieved per base, and also became President's Distinguished in that year. And it's all because of us working the plan, working together as a team through the difficult times. And that is one example where we successfully, can't just say yes, I was the leader, but the team helped to achieve that success.
How will you ensure quality club leader and district leader training?
It's important when in terms of ensuring quality club leader and district leader training, we have to look at what we want to be the outcome. I don't want the outcome to be us checking off a box that, oh, you've been to training. I want it to be something that shows in the actual results and experiences of the officers being trained and the members. So one important thing is to strategically choose the training sessions that are delivered to ensure that the trainers are equipped and reminded of the best practices, how to interact with the members to get their full connection, buy-in, and support. And we also want to ensure that there's some way, other than just waiting to look on the dashboard, that we can gauge if the training has actually impacted the members. So we really rely on the feedback from the people who are trained, and also the area directors, division directors. So we're going to be creative as best as possible to help people to interact, and we'll look at the metrics and we'll try to ensure that people connect with the training. I will go to my closing. Toastmasters I am laser focused on ensuring that the membership is served under my leadership as Program Quality Director. If you want leadership that empowers members to achieve real world goals, vote Shonari Bullock for Program Quality Director. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Shirley.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Bullock. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
For the office of Program Quality Director, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Chandler, would you like to make an opening statement?
I would like to make a closing statement.
Describe your role and responsibilities as Program Quality Director.
As Program Quality Director, this is a major role where as a Toastmaster and as a PQD, you have responsibility to move beyond general ideas, create actionable systems that improve club experience and performance. Action Alley, as I'm called, would work on standardizing club office training, but making it engaging. Most districts deliver training, but I know with going on all of the training that has been done before by my fellow PQDs, we are able to make it even more memorable. An action approach I would use as PQD, introducing train, apply, and report model, having quality training where we add real life scenarios, and providing reference to toolkits for agenda templates, evaluation guides, and for members. One of the things in my role as PQD I would want to do, along with my great team, and also building on the efforts of our fellow PQDs, is to have club quality health checks, where using an action approach, you use the educational progress, assign area mentors for struggling clubs, and also increase member engagement. These are some of the things that I would like to do as PQD, elevating that member experience. Because when members are engaged, the district grows. And when the district grows, Toastmasters are made and builders are created. Also, building on my experience as a Gavel Club counselor, having that experience of building future leaders is something that takes me apart from my fellow other PQDs in terms of having the experience and exposure of using youth to build Toastmasters. Thank you.
Please explain your understanding of the fiduciary responsibility of a district leader and how your experience relates.
In my experience as a HR practitioner throughout the Caribbean, I have used all of the pillars and skills as an HR practitioner to work with the district, to work with club members. And using that exposure and skills would help build a strong district. I knew we were going into a new district, so those skills are even more important now. Some of the things that my experience and my exposure would help me with is having that member engagement, having better program quality engagement, and building stronger clubs. I would like to do my closing statement.
Okay, proceed.
Why should you choose me as program quality director? Because I don't just understand quality, I actively build it, measure, and evaluate it. As a Toastmaster and a distinguished Toastmaster, and as starting as a youth leader, I've consistently demonstrated what program excellence looks like by my track record. But more importantly, I bring structure with impact. In my professional role as an HR director across the Caribbean, I operate in a high quality environment where results matter, designing systems, tracking performance, and ensuring standards are set and also sustained. As a PQD, I will focus on key areas such as stronger club training, consistent quality across clubs, and member-centered growth. I'm not coming to this role to maintain a status quo. I'm coming to raise a standard because program quality is not just about meetings. It's about transformation. It's about helping others find their voice, building their confidence, and stepping into leadership in every area of their lives. Action. And I believe deeply in this mission because I have lived it. First, starting as a youth leader, dealing with the Gavel clubs, and also building the future leaders. As Ralph Smedley always said, as he said, we learn best in moments of enjoyment. And my commitment is to ensure that every club delivers not only excellence, but an experience that inspires, engages, and transforms. So if you want a leader who's strategic, disciplined, and deeply committed to member success, I'm asking for your support. Vote for Action Ali for Program Quality Director. Vote for Alicia Chandler. And if you want, I will be successful.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Chandler. Best of luck to you in the upcoming elections.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for joining us this evening. For the office of Program Quality Director, distinguished Toastmaster Janet Plummer.
Hello, good afternoon.
Would you like to make an opening statement?
I will make a closing statement.
Describe your role and responsibilities as Program Quality Director.
As Program Quality Director, I have main responsibility for speech contests, training for officers and members generally, and the education program of the district. And I will also have responsibility for events such as the conference, which will most likely be held annually. So I will manage the speech contests as well and the other educational programs.
Please explain your understanding of the fiduciary responsibility of a district leader and how your experience relates.
As a district leader, we will be managing members from diverse backgrounds, and so we will be required to ensure that we uphold the tenets of Toastmasters International in terms of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. At all times in everything we do, we have to ensure that those hallmarks are maintained. And as leaders, we have to lead by example. And so when we do what we expect our members to do, then they most likely will follow our lead and behave accordingly. So as a district leader, I'm expected to show integrity in whatever I do. If something is done in the dark, then it must also be able to be done in the light. And I must show respect for all of the team members I work with, as well as all the members within the district, so that they too can show me respect. And I must perform with excellence at all times because I expect the members in my organization in the district to achieve excellence and serve with a smile.
What are the critical success factors for a district to be distinguished?
I think for a district to be distinguished, the main thing would be to focus on our members. And once our members are achieving their goals, then the clubs, by extension, area division, and the district will eventually achieve success. So once members are satisfied, once they're engaged in the program, once the program itself is providing opportunities for them to learn and grow, then they will achieve success. And by extension, the district will eventually achieve success.
Please provide a specific example of when you developed a strategic plan and it was implemented successfully.
I must say that in my previous role as district director, thankfully, I had a very supportive team. And so at the start of the year, when we laid out our division success plan, we were able to achieve the goals that we set out to achieve because we had monthly meetings. So we checked in with the team occasionally and we monitored the achievements and were able to readjust our schedules whenever it warranted. And as a result, that year, the division finished as President's Distinguished. And Madam, I would like to take my closing speech now. I should go ahead?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Now, leaders of District 223 and delegates, as we launch this new district, we have a rare opportunity, not just to elect leaders, but to establish the standards of leadership that we define for our future. That is why I humbly ask for your support as your program quality director. My vision for 223 is built on 3 principles: support, results, and excellence. Now, support means every club and every member has the tools to succeed. Results means leadership that delivers. And I mentioned earlier that my service as a division director has always been focused on creating systems that work and outcomes that matter. Excellence means raising the bar and creating transformational experiences for everybody. When our clubs thrive, when our members grow, then they become the leaders they are meant to be. I understand how to build systems. I understand how to empower people. So District 223 leaders, vote for Janet R. Plummer as the program quality director, because let us build a district on foundation of support, results, and excellence. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Plummer. Best of luck to you in the upcoming election.
Thank you so much.
For the office of Club Growth Director, Toastmaster Fred Alex Kute, IP5. Would you like to make an opening statement?
An opening.
Pardon?
An opening statement.
You're making
Yeah, I will start with the opening.
Okay, go ahead.
Caribbean leaders, do you realize that problems are popping like popcorns? Therefore, we need to pop clubs and pop leaders in order to solve those problems. That's why I'm here and I'm asking you to vote for me, Fred Alex Coutin, as Club Growth Director, District 223. I am known as a citizen of love, a husband, a proud father of 3 treasures, an inclusive and servant leader over the last 20 years. Effectively, I've served as club president, area governor in the old program, and division director in this new program. Those experiences allow me not only to understand the challenge, but also to overcome them. With my team, we always end up the Toastmasters International year at the highest distinction until now. With you, this coming year, we will address the stagnation of the numbers of clubs and leaders. As it is written in Proverbs 29, verse 16, when the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. Therefore, in this position, my vision is a District 223 unified to pop leaders and clubs to solve problems, with the mission of using this momentum, this changing momentum, to break the club stagnation. To do so, I will use the 223 strategy, the 223 strategy for District 223, meaning 2 demonstration meetings each semester. And in those demonstration meetings, we will target the communities and corporates, especially the banks, universities, churches, etc., just to ensure that we can promote our century organization. 2, motivational training for club in struggle. We'll create a platform where coaches and clubs in struggle can meet together to share experience and to help each other. And 3 contests to recognize members helping or taking engagement to change guests to become members each quarter. Now has come the moment to vote. As your vote is valued and vital, let us use it wisely while voting for me, for Fred Alex Coutin, your lovely Toastmaster, the one that will promote our century organization, and also that propose you the 223 strategy to pop clubs, pop leaders, to make a real difference as leader we are. Fred Alex Coutin, your club growth director. Over to you.
Describe your role and responsibilities as club growth director.
So mainly as club growth director is to accompany all the division, all the areas in order to not only create new clubs, pop new clubs, but also to help or support those clubs that are in difficulties. As club growth, also, I will pay very close attention, to retention of members, to all the events that can not only promote our century organization, but also help other society, other organization know Toastmasters very well.
What are the critical success factors for a district to be distinguished?
Not losing, especially it's not losing clubs, or ensure that we have a net club growth. This is the first thing. And secondly, we have half of the members, renewed, and also reaching at least the clubs reaching at least the DCP program. So if we have half of them, plus let's say 1 or 2 additional clubs, so the district can become distinguished and also reach the highest level of the distinction.
What are your plans to reach the district goals in membership and club growth over the program year?
So I understand that it's mainly a cultural aspect. It's to pay focus, on the edification culture where members can be retained. This is something that we are experiencing right now at Amethyst, Toastmaster Club, and in our division in Haiti. So, but mainly my strategy for this year is the 223 strategy, where we will have 2 demonstration meetings. We'll ask each area to conduct at least 2 demonstration meetings for each semester, and we will target special corporates like banks, universities, churches.
For the office of Club Growth Director, Toastmaster Tyreek Thomas Horsford, DL5, PM5. Would you like to make an opening statement?
No, I would like to proceed with the questions and your closing statement.
Okay. Describe your role and responsibilities as Club Growth Director.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As Club Growth Director, my roles and responsibilities as follows. My role is to make sure that we revitalize weak and struggling clubs while sustaining and retaining our members in strong clubs. As Club Growth Director, my responsibility is not only for that, but also to mentor and coach clubs that are struggling, clubs that are, even though clubs that are strong, they still need that assistance to train the VP membership on how to bring in new members. And one of the purposes of the CGD is to market Toastmasters. And by marketing Toastmasters, everybody can hear about the good news of Toastmasters. So as CGD, these are the vital roles and responsibility to revitalize, to retain, to coach, to mentor, and also to market the message of Toastmasters International.
What are the critical success factors for a district to be distinguished?
In order for a district to be distinguished, a district must build strong clubs and to build more clubs. As our Toastmaster mission for districts speaks about, we build more clubs. And by building more clubs, this will in turn help our district to be distinguished. And how do we do this? By making sure our members renew, by making sure our clubs meet not the minimum, but the maximum membership growth.
What are your plans to reach the district goals in membership and club growth over the program year?
My plans for this new Toastmaster period, and by making sure you get this Toastmaster message, is by working closely with the Vice President's membership. In doing this, it will in turn help our clubs. And not only that, for our clubs that speak French or Dutch or any other language, I have in plan to have 3 different teams in different languages. This will in turn help strengthen our clubs that do not speak the same native tongue as us. And how could we do this? We're doing this together. And this is my goal, is by making sure that each and every one of our members and our club members have a say in club growth and how clubs should be.
How will you address clubs with low membership numbers?
I would address clubs by first hosting a club coach training, explaining to them what is the purpose of having a club coach, what are the benefits, not by just forcing it on them, but letting them know what are the benefits. Because when I first heard about it, it was somewhat of a shock to me, and I wasn't certain. So in order for clubs that are struggling, I want to make sure to teach them on the purpose of getting a club coach, the benefit that it would bring to the club of somebody from outside, giving a different perspective, a new perspective. And with this, by in turn, will help strengthen our club to see it from a different light, a different shade. And with all this, it is possible for our clubs to grow, to be strengthened, and to retain our members.
Please provide a specific example of when you developed a strategic plan and it was implemented successfully.
Now, I have served in many different club roles. And one of the many club roles I've served is the VP education. And I have done this with excellent service. One of the plans I've implemented, and I've learned it from the Vice President membership, call your members on a one-on-one. Ask them how is their day going. By doing this, it helps you to realize that members also can grow. And when I did this, I must say to you, it has become something other clubs has followed. And it has shown that with just that one phone call, you can reach members. Not call them about Toastmasters, but call them, ask them, how is your day going? And when you do this, it will in turn help us. The reason I say this, when I reach out to those members and had a one-on-one conversation with them, I was so surprised that doing this, it made me feel really good because what I've done something. I've touched them and had a one-on-one conversation. So what I know would be a great implement is that one phone call, that one strategic move to help those members.
What innovative approaches will you take to this office?
The innovative approaches I will take to this office is to make sure that each club is being heard, each club is being supported, each member can thrive and not feel burnout and not feel that I am the only member of the club, but each one reach one and each one teach one. I would like to proceed with my closing. Fellow Toastmasters, let's grow together. So
For the office of Division Director, Division A candidate, Toastmaster Melanie Mullins Arnold, SR5, LD5. Would you like to make an opening statement?
I will proceed with the questions and I will end with a closing statement.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melanie. Can you describe the role and responsibilities of a division director?
Sure, I can.
Go ahead.
So the role of division director involves participating in district training, coordinating division activities, and set division goals. It also involves coaching and mentoring area directors in Toastmasters knowledge and procedures. You are also required to assist in training area and club leaders. My responsibility would also include analyzing division and area statistics to plan for success and provide guidance on applying Toastmasters policies and procedures. As division director too, one of my responsibility also includes addressing area directors' concerns and issues proactively, and certainly to support all clubs in achieving distinguished status.
Okay. And what are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
The critical factors. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, something came on my screen, so I'm wondering.
We can hear you.
Okay, the critical factors in making a division distinguished is to ensure that all training club officers are properly trained, to ensure that the clubs meet the specific requirements for Toastmasters International, and particularly the club success plan, the area success plan, and the division success plans, that they are all submitted on time.
Okay. What innovation would you bring to the role of division director?
Can you repeat that for me?
What innovation would you bring to the role of division director?
My innovation certainly, okay, so I'm a very result-oriented person. And I find that if club officers, if members are knowledgeable, if they understand the reason or how it is to navigate the paths that they choose, they will make their journey much easier. So how will I assist? Mentorship for me. Mentorship and training, they go hand in hand. Because as I said, I find that when members are, it's not that they don't want to do their projects. It's not that they don't want to elevate themselves as Toastmasters, but it's just that sometimes they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't know how to navigate Toastmasters International website. And I find that when they are more knowledgeable of that, they understand pathways, then it makes it much more easier for the members to navigate themselves throughout their Toastmasters journey. So my innovation, training, more training, and particularly mentorship. We all need a mentor.
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
I have one challenge. Sorry, I'm not seeing the timer because something came on my screen. I'm not sure what's happening here.
Okay, the green light is on.
Okay, so can you repeat? And after this question, I could do my wrap-up sentence. Can you repeat?
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
Metric of accountability. Basically, for persons to own what it is, the responsibility that they have. I find that if you involve persons in the decision making, it makes it much easier because everyone feels equally responsible for a failure and everyone feels excellence for success. And so I find that involving persons in the decision making process is absolutely important. So for my statement, if I may go ahead, I can't see the card. Is the red card up?
The yellow card is up.
Okay. So as division director, my main innovative spirit is to ensure that the Toastmasters totally understands what Toastmasters is about, their reason for joining Toastmasters, and to ensure that they're able to navigate the Toastmasters portal and particularly ensure that mentorship is on the forefront of the development of each member of Division A.
Okay. Are you finished?
I am.
Okay. Well, thank you,
Because I
Toastmaster.
can't see the thing at all, so I can't even know when the red is up. But thank you so much.
That is okay. Thank you. For the office of Division Director, Division A candidate, Bridget Pinto, Distinguished Toastmaster. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Not at this time.
Describe the role and responsibility.
The division director has an overarching responsibility for a certain number of clubs placed in his or her purview, working through the district office, that is through the district director, program quality director, and club growth director, to build clubs, to assist those that currently exist, to work through the ADs, to underscore the Toastmasters program, to make sure that all of the values are being followed, and at the same time, importantly, to enhance the members, that is, those who desire to be a Toastmaster and the reasons they desire to be part of the Toastmaster. So therefore, as division director, the job I would take on if elected would be to make sure that those things are fulfilled, that the member joining gets value, so to speak, for his or her money. And at the same time, bring the district goals to fruition of building new clubs and ensuring that members' goals are met.
What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
Well, first of all, the division would have to follow what are the division goals, which come through TI through the district. The Distinguished Club Program, Distinguished Division Program, that's the one that would underscore what the division will follow. And also the personnel. While you may have things on paper, if persons are not willing to commit, to dedicate, to work with, to see that the goals are fulfilled, therefore the division to become successful, then it will not be. So therefore, holding myself and those who will be working with me, my team members, accountable, the ADs, the club presidents and officers of the club, to ensure that the Distinguished Club Program is followed through carefully. For example, making sure that clubs submit their success plans, the ADs submit theirs, and the division submits its success plan so that all can be aware of what is expected and follow through from there.
What innovation would you bring to the role of division director?
Challenging one. As division director, I am new to the area and to what it requires. I think just being new is one thing that I think would help me, because having experienced others and seeing their dedication, their commitment, I would want to bring that also to my role. But more importantly, I would want to, and especially so because it's going to be a new district, to be a little bit more involved, if you will, visible, making sure that I visit the clubs, because I sometimes think that members feel, who is my leader? Yes, I may see my club officer, but some of the other persons they do not know, and maybe on their own they do not try to know, but at least to be present so that persons can see and hear me. Additionally, to try to get the clubs in my division and the area directors in my division working as one. We get to know each other and work together, the same kind of goals, not be isolated or feel as if I have to work for myself and not work as a collaborative team. So therefore, collaboration would be one of the areas that I would want to bring as innovative as much as possible there. That's it.
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
Given the fact that we are helped, if you will, by the structure that Toastmasters International has set up, the metrics of accountability would be what those are. For example, making sure that the clubs submit their success plan area and my division submits its success plan, and holding all the members of my team accountable for that. Using that as guide to guide my areas for them to now establish their own and to work with the clubs, to have regular check-ins with the ADs, meetings per month, just to see what is happening and to hear how I as division director can help, and also to make myself available, because as an accountable officer, I have to make myself available to the district to see where I can get help, where I may need help to assist in my division and the growth and development of my division. I would like to make my closing statement at this time. If elected as division director in this new district 223, I would want to see this district grow and the division grow. One, as a cohesive unit, so that going forward, all of us, leaders and clubs, can understand that
For the office of Division Director, Division B candidate, Henriette Chaperon, DTM. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, I like to make an opinion statement.
Proceed.
Thank you. Dear Toastmasters, I am a member of Toastmasters International for over 20 years. I have also 30 years of experience as an inspector in the Asian banking system and 19 years as an university professor. This journey has been a success because Toastmaster shaped me, and I truly need it as a crucial moment when I had a tutor and oral exam to pass. In less than 1 year, my tutor disappeared and make room for a speaker who no longer struggle with words. To show my gratitude for this transformation, I thought about all the people who live with some kind of challenge of disability. About 2 years ago, I started working on the youth leadership program with around 100 people, young people participating in each session. These workshops give Asian youth a space to express themselves, build confidence, and grow. The feedback from parents who were deeply touched by the changes they saw in their children confirm the real impact of this initiative. It also helped the division grow by about 10 members each year. The third edition is on its way. This aspect represents the first pillar of my vision, member growth and leadership development. As Division B director for the next term, my vision is simple and clear: to empower people to grow and to build strong, lasting clubs. This naturally leads to the second pillar, creating a building sustainable clubs to ensure continuous growth in our division. However, in a socio-economic and political context marked by instability, the reality requires more than simple management. It requires resilience, adaptability, and continuous support. This third pillar focuses on actively supporting clubs facing challenges, because no club should be left alone to deal with difficulties in its environment. My experience supervising the financial system has taught me discipline, structure, and strategic thinking. Toastmaster has taught me to listen, to serve, and to transform through speech. Today, these two worlds come together with one goal: to build today and sustain excellence for tomorrow. I am not standing before you with just the ambition of a wall. I come with a strong belief, shaped by experience and guided by service. Lasting leadership is built in people and comes to life through clubs. Dear Toastmasters, if I had to summarize my commitment in one line, it would be this: build today, sustain excellence for tomorrow. Dear Toastmasters, the lead is yours.
Toastmaster Henriette, can you describe the role and responsibilities of a division director?
The role of the division or director is to help the club to grow, create new clubs in order to open the movement in the environment, help the club to grow in leadership and in our communication.
What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
Excuse me, can you repeat for me, please?
What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
We have to create new clubs. You have to create new clubs, and we don't have to leave some club to close, or because we have to grow.
Your time is up. Thank you, Toastmaster Chaperon. You're muted. For the office of Division Director, Division C candidate, Lisa Ann Yearwood, DTM. Would you like to make an opening statement?
I would like to make a closing statement.
Okay. Describe the role and responsibilities of a division director.
The role of the division director is to support the district and the clubs. I work along with my area director to assist her or him whenever they have that need. I follow up on if they are doing their visits, and I also provide any information from the district. I am also tasked with offering training for the club officers twice a year, and I will fit in wherever I'm needed to support the clubs, so all my clubs are medley distinguished.
Okay. What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
The critical factors for a division to be distinguished is to have 75% of their clubs, I believe, meet the standard of President's Distinguished. And they would also need to add another club. And if they've lost a club, they would have to replace that club and still add another club. So that is the requirement for a club to be successful. They would also have to maintain their membership and also add to their membership by, I believe, 5%.
What innovation would you bring to the role of division director?
The innovation I would bring to the role of the division director is I have always believed that you get a year. And I believe that you need to look at the whole year as an opportunity for you to perform the duties that you have to do. A club is successful if they're adding membership, if they're meeting their education goals, and if their club members are attending their club meetings and providing the appropriate training and are being successful. So as a division director, I will encourage my division to utilize the entire Toastmaster year and put things in place so they're adding memberships continuously, they are meeting their education goals, they are attending their club officers training, they're utilizing the club building tools that are provided to them, like doing a speech craft, incorporate it into your system or youth leadership program. And also in this new Toastmaster year, well, not new, in this particular Toastmaster years, the TI has asked us to incorporate the training that the TI has asked us to reincorporated the leadership training that was a part of the program under the manual system. So I would encourage the membership, they could also use that as a masterclass, which was an idea someone put to me last year. If for an area that might have persons that already know their speech basics, you could also utilize that particular training and do something called a masterclass. So there's many ways that you could support not only your club, but teach persons that the toast. Oh, can I start over? It's impossible though. I'm getting tongue-tied. I apologize. Okay. So there's just things incorporated into the Toastmaster system that we could utilize. You don't always have to reinvent the wheel. And I think if we incorporate them into our strategic plan, that will make us successful on a club level.
Okay. What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
What metrics would I recommend for accountability on the division level would I recommend? To be accountable as a division director?
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
I think the accountability for a division director is if their clubs are achieving their goals. I think as a Toastmaster year moves on, as I already indicated, I believe that we should be building as the year goes on. So as you monitor what your clubs are doing and if they're meeting their goals, I think that's an excellent metric to show that you're achieving your goals. If everybody is steadily growing and developing, that is ideal for the division, because you're not waiting till the ending of the year to get everything done. You are slowly building and you're slowly growing.
Okay, time is up. For the office of Division Director, Division D candidate, Donna Morrison Wilson, DTM. Would you like to make an opening statement?
I would like to make an opening statement.
Proceed.
Proceed?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, every journey in leadership begins with a simple decision: the decision to serve. My Toastmasters journey has spanned more than 2 decades. And throughout that time, I have witnessed the power of support, mentorship, and a community. I am Donna Morrison Wilson, Distinguished Toastmaster, and I am honored to offer myself for service as your Division D Director for the term 2026-2027. Now, throughout my Toastmasters journey, I have served in multiple clubs and held several area leadership roles. These experiences have allowed me to work alongside dedicated members, who believe deeply in the power of communication, personal development, and leadership. Beyond my Toastmasters journey, I am the co-founder and the executive director of a non-profit organization, as well as a minister of the gospel. These roles have strengthened my commitment to servant leadership and empowering individuals to reach their full potential. With that said, that is one of the reasons that I have decided to serve in this position for this 2026-2027 Toastmasters year.
Can you describe the role and responsibilities of a division director?
Okay. My role as a division director will entail me working closely with the area directors in our division to ensure that they carry out their roles of assisting the clubs and their members. So my task is to oversee, to guide, and to help to have a smooth running of the division with all the persons that are involved.
What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
Okay, so as far as I am aware and is looking forward to working on ensuring that the goals of the areas are met and also those of the various clubs. Whatever it entails, whether it is my guidance, direction, encouragement, whatever it would take to ensure these critical roles are met, I am prepared to work towards that.
What innovation would you bring to the role of division director?
Okay, because of my current background in leadership and more so servant leadership, I love to lead by example. So I would ensure that our area directors have all the necessary tools that they need to make sure that they are equipped and ready to serve their clubs and the members, which we all know is the core of the Toastmasters organization.
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
What would I recommend? I think I'm kind of stuck there, that aspect of it, but I would recommend that area directors utilize all the Toastmasters materials that are available in order to execute their task in a successful manner. And with that, if I can have a closing statement, I would like to close off. I'm looking at the time.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So now one of the questions that I'm often asked after two decades, why are you still a Toastmaster? And I always have the same answer, is that I have to help my fellow members as a servant leader to ensure that we reach the various goals that are necessary. And with that said, my experiences would prepare me to guide our areas, to strengthen our clubs, and to create an environment where every member can thrive. In order to do so, together we can grow, together we can lead, and together we can continue building a strong, united
For the office of Division Director, Division E candidate, Siobhan Bryan, DTM. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, I would.
Proceed.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. As the candidate for Division E, I, Distinguished Toastmaster Siobhan Bryan, I do promise to bring my wealth of experience as a young Toastmaster, as well as leverage the dynamic connections that I have made across the district. I believe Division E has tremendous potential to excel and thrive, and there are quite a few initiatives and ideas that I do have. So with vested interest in my candidacy, and of course with all support, I seek to make all those ideas a reality and to help Division E thrive as well as contribute to District 223.
Describe the role and responsibilities of a division director.
Well, the role and responsibilities of that division director is to not only provide oversight of the division, but to render support to the area directors of that division, the club presidents, as well as the vice presidents of education for that division. The division director is the liaison between those club members as well as the district leadership. So I do see the division director position as somewhat of a broker within District 223, who is able to use their position to leverage resources and support from the division, from the district head, right down to the club members. There are often times that initiatives are done within the district and some members may be unaware. So it is my responsibility as a prospective division director to ensure that all club members within that division feel connected to the greater vision of District 223.
What are the critical success factors for a division to be distinguished?
The critical success factors would be first renewals, membership renewals, ensuring that all members are up to date with the Toastmasters programs, with the educational aspect, ensuring that the clubs within the various areas and the division at large have the resources to be able to achieve their educational goals within their own club DCP, ensuring that the areas achieve area distinguished levels. That too would contribute to the division being distinguished in club growth and in the educational programs.
What metrics of accountability and responsibility for the division director position would you recommend?
I would recommend a complete division council, a council that is very similar to the district makeup, comprising of the divisional director, the assistant divisional director, the area directors of the various areas within that division, the administrative members who would help the division director in admin task, as well as the vice presidents and of education and the club presidents of the respective clubs. I believe with that structure and the division director being accountable to the club growth director and the program quality director and the district trio, that there will be a free flow of communication and accountability. We would look to have regularly convened meetings as well as reports on our progress. My vision would be a very inclusive division that enables more experienced clubs to liaise with lesser experienced clubs so that no one is left behind. And in the process, that relationship would foster the necessary accountability required for our division.
Describe a successful team that you have led.
I have led the team of logistics and planning way back in 2022 that would have assisted our then club growth director. I would have led a group of volunteers to charter our club here in St. Lucia, which is the UE Global Campus St. Lucia Toastmasters Club. I have also worked as a club coach with a team from another territory, and in leading that team as one of two coaches, we were able to bring that team up to being select and president distinguished. I have also been a part of guidance committees for other Toastmasters, and in my professional capacity, I do lead an NGO as well as two community clubs, and that experience has contributed in Toastmasters, vice versa. I've used Toastmasters experience to work within the communities as well.
What expertise? For the office of Division Director, Division E candidate, Ivana St. Omer, PM 5. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, I would.
Proceed.
Good evening, everyone. I am Ivana Marcela St. Omer. I hail from the island of St. Lucia. I was actually born in a very creative type of community called Monrepo in St. Lucia. And at a very young age, I moved to Castries. While growing up, I came across Toastmasters, CAF, like at a teenage year and also later on during my years of working. I always yearned to become a Toastmaster, but I was never really sure how to do this. One time, I was at this workshop and I was asked to come up and say something. But I was really shy and I had this fear. And when I went up to say everything about myself, I left out a thing here and there. And this is when I realized that it is time for me to join Toastmasters. The following week, I went in and I walked into a Toastmaster meeting at the NIC Toastmasters Club in St. Lucia. I loved what I saw at the meetings. I was thrilled. I've never seen meetings like this before, and I kept coming back and going back for more. Eventually, I joined the club. I participated in roles. I loved doing this, actually going up and participating in the roles, and when I was asked to, I performed several roles. But I kept on reading stuff on Toastmasters International, and there came up something I was reading of how to charter a club. And I was quite excited about this. And I said, well, why not? And I kept reading and reading, and I said, are you sure? Are you sure? And, you know, the more I read is the more I said, yes, I think I have this leadership kind of style in me, the direct style. And I thought it was time for me to charter a club. I immediately put a dynamic team together, the likes of Fabiola, DTM, Jordan, Sonia Monrose, lots of them, Shamila, lots of them came with me, along with me, as well as my husband, Alwyn St. Omer. And we put this team together and run with it. And we're really excited about chartering the club. And I said, you know, that was very exciting. It's called the Platinum Artistic Toastmasters Club. And it was there that I realized that working with the members, becoming working with the members, becoming a leader, leading by example, it was all so much excitement that I kept going on and you know, eventually I also applied to become an area director. I also served as a president, charter president. I served as the vice president education, the vice president membership. And later on, I also served as the area director in Area 11 in the Barbados clubs. This was really exciting for me. I learned quite a lot from Toastmasters. I read and learned quite a lot. The clubs in Barbados did very well that year. I took a little hiatus for a little while and I am back. I also applied to be the division director. As division director, I plan to work with the area directors, work with the teams. I believe in strong teams, and this is what I would like to do, to work with the area directors, see where, if anything goes wrong, if anybody falls by the wayside, pick them up quickly and find out what is the problem, work on it. This is what I really would like to do, and for us to work and grow District 223 when I'm voted in. So here I am, you know, coming up to serve. I also am also fascinated with the mission statement of Toastmasters, where I rise, where I love to always repeat it and say, rise, you know, and what it means, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. This has me going, and this is what I work with my teams. And any member who is left behind, we will be right there to pick them up. I believe in leadership in action. This is what Ivana, is all about, and coming to serve in Toastmasters. And I ask my members to vote for me, vote for Ivana for division director, area area.
Fellow Toastmasters, thank you for listening to the District Candidate Showcase. Please take time to review the candidate biographies and reflect on what you have heard. As a member of the District Council, you have the responsibility to vote for the most qualified candidates at the upcoming District Council meeting. The future success of our district rests in your hands. The District Council meeting will be held on Saturday, May 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, New York and Canada. By now, you should have received the Zoom registration link. If you have not yet received it, please contact credentials D223@gmail.com. Repeating, credentials D223@gmail.com. Thank you for attending and do enjoy the rest of your day.